Before we even begin to look at breathing and using our voices, let's get relaxed. If you watch an animal, if it's a dog, a cat or a lion, you'll see them doing a huge stretch. Well, if it's good enough for them, it's good enough for us. Put yourself in a comfortable sitting position and gently clench your fists and curl your toes, breathing in slowly through your nose. Let that wave of contraction pass along your arms and legs as you pull your arms and elbows into your sides and your knees together. Raise your shoulders up to your head and slowly release the breath in your body and the tension so that the whole of your body relaxes, and you can place your hands in your lap and you can feel the chair supporting you. So let's try it now. Ready. Clench hands and curl your toes and feet. Arms and legs tense, knees together, arms by your side. Raise your shoulders, breathe out, relax. Ready. Hands and toes, arms and legs, knees together, raise your shoulders, relax. Ready. Hands and toes, arms and legs, knees together, raise your shoulders, relax. After all of the tension, it's a good idea to stretch. So, put yourself in a comfortable sitting position and slowly and gently straighten your back. Open your fingers and comfortably raise your arms in front of your body and then above your head to a place where you can feel your shoulders are raised. Touch your thumbs and then make a circle with your arms as if you were making wings, and bring your hands to rest on your lap. Shake your arms and hands in front of your body, make 2 circular movements with your shoulders and relax. So let's try that now. Ready. Open your fingers, comfortably raise your arms in front of your body, above your head. Feel your shoulders are raised, touch your thumbs, make a circle with your arms, bring your hands to rest in your lap, shake your arms and hands in front of your body, make 2 circular movements with your shoulders and relax. Ready. Open your fingers, comfortably raise your arms in front of your body, above your head. Feel your shoulders are raised, touch your thumbs, make a circle with your arms, bring your hands to rest in your lap, shake your arms and hands in front of your body, make 2 circular movements with your shoulders and relax. Your voice is not just the air and your vocal cords, it is what your tongue, neck, throat, lips, jaw, teeth, mouth and cheeks do with that air. So let's do a gentle exercise, and I cannot stress too much how gently you should be doing these exercises. Let's try a gentle exercise that supports the neck and the voice box. Imagine that the tip of your nose is a pen, and I want you to draw the number 8 with the tip of your nose. Don't forget to breathe slowly and carefully throughout the whole of this exercise. The loops should start off being no bigger than the head of a drawing pin. Move your head, and our heads and neck are marvellous pieces of engineering, since we can rotate our forward-facing head through 360 degrees. Move your head slowly so that you've made 2 full number 8s. Then make the figure 8 lie on its side and make 2 infinity signs. It doesn't matter which direction you do it in. I personally do it in different directions to stop myself from getting dizzy. Combine them so that you're drawing a flower with the tip of your nose. Increase the size of the rotations so that they are about the size of your hand, and do it again. Do it 2 times. So let's try that now. Figure 8 once, figure 8 twice, figure 8 on its side once, figure 8 on its side twice. Combine the 2 shapes to make a flower. Make the flower bigger, once, twice, and relax. Once again, it's a good idea to shake your arms out and make sure that you can feel the support of the chair on your back. We've talked a little about breathing in the exercises, so now it's time to actually get some air in our lungs and throat. When we are still and not doing any exercises, we do not completely change all of the air in our lungs. It is more like we percolate some new air into our bodies and leave some of the stale air behind each time. To try and give ourselves a fighting chance of having some fresh air in our lungs, try this. Sitting still and quietly, draw a big, comfortable breath in through your nose for a count of 2. And hold the breath for another count of 2. Then release the air through your mouth without making a sound so that all of the air is gone by the time you have counted to 4. You don't have to go like that. It's a very quiet sort of sound, just letting the air out with your vocal cords open so that it's barely a whisper. And after you've done it, sit and take a small, even breath and repeat. Okay, let's try that all together now. Sitting comfortably, in through your nose for 2, hold for 2, release by 4.
3, 4.
Breathe normally. Ready?
1,
in for 2,
1,
hold for 2,
1,
release by
2,
4,
3, 4.
breathe normally. Only do this 3 times at the most. Don't keep doing this, as you will hyperventilate and become dizzy. And whilst it won't do you any physical harm, and it's cheaper than alcohol, it is only meant to kickstart your voice and your lungs. That's why I've said not to listen to this CD when you're driving. I've already said about how you use the whole of your face, mouth and tongue to make your voice. Well, let's try something to get your lips, tongue and cheeks ready to develop some muscular control. Think about the way that a cat laps at milk. It opens its mouth, it sticks its tongue out, it curls its tongue, and then withdraws its tongue back into its mouth and curls the lips backwards. Well, no matter how strange that might seem, that is what I want you to do now. Exaggerate the way that you open your mouth and don't just retract the tongue straight back. Waggle it from side to side, always making sure that the actions are comfortable and free from pain. So, let's try it now. Ready? Open your mouth, stick your tongue out, curl your tongue, and then slowly withdraw it back into your mouth, curl your lips backwards, relax. And again, ready? Open your mouth, stick your tongue out, curl your tongue slowly, withdraw it back into your mouth, curl your lips backwards. Some of these exercises may seem a little bizarre, and you may only need to do them once or twice a week. But if you are trying to strengthen your speaking voice and stop pain, then they are necessary. Look at them in the same way as we are recommended to stretch before we do any kind of exercise. Think of the way we see track and field sportsmen women pulling themselves into shapes that are designed to stretch the tendons and the muscles, and that's just what you're doing with your voice. So go on, do it one more time. Open your mouth, stick your tongue out, curl your tongue, and then slowly withdraw it back into your mouth. Curl your lips backwards. We've done enough on the neck and the muscles of the face. Let's get on to the more serious business of making small sounds with our throats and vocal cords. Sitting still and quietly, draw a big, comfortable breath in through your nose for a count of 2, and hold the breath for a count of 2. Then release the air through your mouth, making a soft panting noise so that all of the air is gone by the time you have panted 4. Take 2 regular, easy, comfortable breaths and repeat this twice. So let's try it now. Ready?
1,
In for 2,
2, 1,
hold for 2,
1,
pant for 4.
2, 3, 4.
Breathe normally. Ready?
1,
In for 2,
1,
hold for 2,
1,
pant for
2,
4.
3, 4.
Breathe normally. This is an exercise to give you some control of your lungs and the muscles of your diaphragm and ribs. If at any point you feel dizzy or uncomfortable, stop doing the exercise, or only do it once or twice instead of the 3 times, and you'll be able to do this if you keep following this course of exercises. When you have control over your breath and throat, then you are in with a good chance of having control over your speaking and singing voice. Humming is making a sound with your voice without the air escaping too quickly or too violently. A lot of damage to the throat is due to letting air explode across the vocal cords at too fast and too violent a rate. If you hum, then you are limiting the speed of the air crossing the voice box and the volume. In the same way as we learn to crawl before we walk, before we run, humming is a gentle way of warming up the muscles that control our voices. Once warmed up, we can think about talking, and once we've started to talk, we can think about singing. Try this. Sitting still and quietly, draw a big, comfortable breath in through your nose for a count of 2, and hold the breath for a count of 2. Then, with your mouth closed, make a low, soft humming sound and count to 4. Then let any air still inside of your lungs out through your mouth and your nose. Then relax your shoulders. Again, it's always a good idea to shake your hands and your arms and circle your shoulders once and then twice. In between times, take 2 regular, easy, comfortable breaths and repeat the whole process twice. And on each of the next periods of humming, raise the pitch of the note slightly. It doesn't matter if you cannot pitch correctly or make a steady note. This part is not about singing, it is about warming your throat up. To make a higher note, you tense the muscles in your throat, and that in turn tightens the vocal cords, which make the note higher. To make it easier, I've put some synthesized voices in to give you some angelic help with the humming. So let's try it now. Ready?
1,
In for 2, hold for 2, hum for 4, let the air out, relax your shoulders, breathe normally. Ready?
1,
In for 2,
1,
hold for 2,
1,
hum for 4,
3,
let the air out, relax your shoulders, breathe normally. Ready?
1,
In for 2,
1,
hold for 2,
1,
hum for 4,
2, 3,
let the air out, relax your shoulders, breathe normally. I've already mentioned how we use a whole range of muscles to control our voices, so rather than use la 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 la's, I will be using the letters of the alphabet to give some structure to our exercises. It's very difficult to find a song with la 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 in it, so let's treat our voices to making some actual sounds. Sitting comfortably and still, take an ordinary breath and whisper the letters of the alphabet in groups of 5, taking a breath between each of the groups of 5, like this. Ready? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z, As you whisper the words, I want you to concentrate on the way that your lips, face, mouth, tongue and cheeks move to form the letters. You should be able to feel the way that letters are made in completely different ways. For example, for an I, you have to raise your cheeks, and for an N or an M, your mouth is completely shut at the end. Take a slightly deeper breath and then slightly raise the volume of the groups so that you should be able to feel the air passing over your vocal cords. Think about the way that you make the letters and which parts of your throat and face vibrate the most when you speak. Ready? A, B, C, D, E. F, G, H, I, J. K, L, M, N, O. P, Q, R, S, T. U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Once again, I cannot emphasize enough that you mustn't listen to these exercises when you're driving. It's not that you're doing any damage to yourself. You need to concentrate on the road. And anyway, anyone who's looking into your car while you're chanting the alphabet or drawing a daisy with your nose, they might end up in need of therapy. For the rest of this part of this exercise, maintain the same volume but overemphasize the way in which you say the letters with exaggerated movements of the jaw and face muscles that cause their formation. Ready? A, B, C, D, E. F, G, H, I, J. K, L, M, N, O. P, Q, R, S, T. U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Without getting too technical about music, I do think that it would be helpful to have a few basics about music and how it can affect your voice. Now, everyone's heard of the scale, that's the do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. What you have are 8 notes that are arranged in order to give a pleasant and understandable ascending scale. If you think of going up and down stairs to make a tune, then you have an idea of what a scale is. The scales can start at different notes which are labelled after the first 7 letters of the alphabet, that is A to G. If it's a low note, then your vocal cords are not really tightened as much as they would be for a high note. If it's a high note, then you will contract your vocal cords to make a smaller space for the air to pass through. Now, if in doubt, miss the notes out that you find too high or too low and never strain for a note. Remember, everything that's on these CDs is only meant as a practice. If you sing too high, too low, too hard or too long, you can damage your voice, so it is a good idea to find a key that suits your voice. Women and children often have smaller vocal cords, so they would sing in a higher register, and men often have longer vocal cords, so they sing in a lower register. What you must understand is that you could well sing the lower notes of a high key and the higher notes of a low key. So it's not just a case of choosing a key and thinking that is always going to be too low and the only key scale for you. You can sing the middle part of a number of keys and not strain your voice. What I've done is to have chosen an instrument with the same initial letter as the scale so that you can tell what is a good key for your voice. For instance, for the key of A, I have chosen the accordion. For B, the bassoon. For C, the cello. For D, the steel drum. For E, the electric guitar. For F, the fiddle. And for G, the guitar. What you might find is that you can sing an octave lower in the high scales, and you could sing an octave higher in the lower scales. Don't worry about which notes to sing, as I will demonstrate on CD1 and play the notes on the piano for you to follow, and I will include the higher and lower notes. The high notes will be played on the right hand side, and the lower notes will be played on the left hand side. Remember, the tunes that I will want you to hum and sing and talk to will have a different range, and hopefully by the end of all of the exercises you will have increased your range by a few notes. That is, as well as caring for your voice and not damaging it when you talk and sing, you should be able to sing a little higher and a little lower than you did before you took this course of exercises. What you've done so far is to prepare your voice, and now you're going to use your voice. Always remember, it's about how you treat your voice with respect to make sure it's going to work all of the time and not just for a few moments and then get sore again. These exercises will build your confidence in your own voice, and you won't be in that situation of wondering if your voice will be sore, or will it crack, or will it fade and not be heard. One of the things that we all forget, especially if we're confronted by an audience, is that we overreach and over-project our voices, as we mistakenly think that the only way that we can be heard is if we shout. Modulating your voice, that is, making it softer but audible, is just as effective at getting people's attention as bellowing. All of the exercises can be breathed, hummed, spoken and sung. That's the whole point. You use the exercises in the way that you find most comfortable and suitable to your needs. Let's look at the first exercise, which is a chromatic scale. I'm not getting technical with you, it just means that it's colourful. A major scale is the do to do, the do re mi type of scale, and a chromatic scale has every single note in between the top and the bottom of the scale. I think that it sounds like a rocket taking off, and then we repeat it and it sounds like it's coming back into land. I'll give you an example. Since that was played on a cello, that was a chromatic scale of C. And what you can do with that is simply speak the letters of the alphabet with the music, like this. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, J, I, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Or you can hum along with the music and try to do it in one breath, or as far as you possibly can with one single breath. What you're actually doing is making an octave jump in small stages. That just means that you're going from one named note to exactly an octave higher and sounding every note in between. If you're not sure, an octave jump is like the first notes of the Seven Dwarfs song in Snow White. That's an octave jump, but it doesn't have the notes in between. So anyway, let's try that. Let's see how far we can get with a single breath like this. Now, using the D scale, we will sing an R sound and slide the notes from one to another. This is called a glissando, which really only means that you slide, it glides. And it goes like this. Still using the chromatic scale of D, played on the steel drum, and this time we will sing the letters of the alphabet, and it sounds like this. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, J, I, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. When you're actually having to enunciate the words, it becomes more staccato. That means it's like a machine gun, and more demanding on the muscles to properly form the letters each time, but it is an excellent exercise for your voice. It doesn't matter if you don't hit the notes, that's not the point. Anything and everything you do to help your voice is a plus, and this is just a rehearsal. If you think about it, a rehearsal's good point is not about showing you what you do know, it is how it indicates what you don't know, and that is what you need to work on. What I want you to know is that you can listen to the music and use it in a way that suits you and makes you feel comfortable. This will, of course, depend on the state of your voice. If, for example, you're recovering from a sore throat, just gently hum and don't overuse the vocal cords. If you want to strengthen your voice, then go for it and use all of the different techniques, the humming and the singing. My personal advice would be to make rounded, controlled and soft sounds with your voice and leave the shouting and projection until later. Get used to training your voice and manipulating the sounds that you can make. I have specifically used a wide range of musical instruments to 1. Give you a chance to focus on the key, 2. To give you different musical instruments to imitate with your voice, that is to try and make your voice as harsh as the violin or as soft as the bassoon, and 3. To have to sing along to a variety of backing styles. In some instances, your voice is cushioned on a wall of sound, like the guitar, and in other instances, the instrument makes a very sparse sound and your voice is left to its own devices. In the last instance, you need to make sure that you are in complete control of your voice. One more thing that you can do with the exercises is to use different vowel sounds for each of the ascending and descending scales. It's always better than going la 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 la. I suppose that this next bit is what people expect as what they understand as singing lessons. Remember, it's also very important to speak in the rhythm of the music as well as the humming and singing. We have a mental picture of Mario Lanza standing by the side of an upright piano while a stern-faced matron pounds out the scales. Well, that series of notes is known as a triad. Surprisingly, that means 3 notes. If you think of the note C in a scale as the number 1, D is 2, note 3 is E, and then you put C and E together, they sound pretty good, like this. Note 4 in the scale is F, and note 5 is G, and if you put that together with note 1 C, note 3 E, and then note 5 G, then you have your triad or 3 notes. In a vocal exercise, you are sounding out the notes of a major chord by adding the top or 8th note, which is another C. That's all they are, a series of notes that sound good in a scale. These exercises are to make you know what notes suit you and how wide your range is in singing, and it stretches your voice in the trying. Don't stress or strain if you can't get the notes, just miss them out until they hit your range. Nothing in these exercises should cause you to strain or go into a falsetto, castrato, or basso profondo. Know your range and work on increasing it a little bit at a time. On CD2, I will be using the synthesized voice in a lot of cases, as I have a comfortable range that goes from low A, the 5th string on a guitar, to E, the top string of a guitar. So, let's try a triad now. In the first instance, let's speak the sounds of the vowels without singing. Next, with humming to the triad of D, since it is on the steel drum. Then with slid notes, glissando. And lastly, with staccato notes. On CD2, I have placed the triads apart, as it would drive you and me nuts to have to listen to them in one long run of 7. We are going to look at a melody now, admittedly a very simple melody of 3 descending notes, but we're going to use it in as many keys as we can. First of all, let's speak the letters of the alphabet to it in the key of E, since it's on the electric guitar. It's important that you control your breath so that you can speak in a normal register and not be so full of air that you feel lightheaded. You will notice that I have a short musical lead in before you have to start. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T. Now let's hum it. The notes that you were singing are these. So wait for the introduction and it should sound like this. If you sing it, we will use the letters of the alphabet. This time we'll use the key of G, because it's on the guitar, And again, get used to listening to the introduction. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O. Always remember, in between the singing, talking or humming, you've got to take sufficient air into your lungs so that you can perform, but you aren't overventilated or straining to let the air out. Remember, this is a series of rehearsals and practice sessions, and they're there to help you with your breathing, and practice is everything. We could use shorter and sharper notes to make the melody, and this time let's go for the key of F, because it's played on the fiddle, and it will sound like this. A, B, 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 C, 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 D, 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 E, 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 F, 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 G, 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 H, 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 I, J, 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 K, 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 L, 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 M, 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 N, 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 O, 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 P, 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 Q, Q, Q. Here's another simple descending series of notes which are just a little higher. Remember, it's my intention to gently introduce your voice to notes that might be just a little bit out of your comfort zone and give your voice a wider range and more depth. And the notes you have are these. Ooh, ooh, Now let's hum it in G. And then sing the letters of the alphabet in E. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P,
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J.
Once you've mastered these simple melodies and worked out which key is good for your voice, let's go for something with a little more range. I have played this melody before when I was introducing the instruments, and hopefully you will have noticed the notes. I've split it into two parts, and it goes like this in G. What you can do is speak the first half of the alphabet in time with the music. This is a great way of controlling your breath and anticipating the end of the music, and using just the right volume and power in your voice to keep speaking for the whole of the practice piece.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, J, I, K, L, M. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, J, I, K, L, M. A, B,
Once again, you could hum it, this time in E. Or you could sing the letters of the alphabet in D.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, J, I, K, L, M. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, J, I, K, L, M. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, J, I, K, L, M.
Now the second part of the melody goes like this. And if we put that together with the first part, the whole melody is this. In D, with the two parts together, speaking the alphabet would go like this.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, J, I, K, L, M. N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z.
And it would sound, if you were humming it, like this. And singing it like this.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, J, I, K, L, M. N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z.
Once again, you can take the key that suits you best on CD2 and transfer it and download it into a specific CD that suits your range and your needs. If you haven't guessed by now, my best key is D, but that's only through years of playing with McDoonan and his one-key Julian bagpipes. Here's a melody that builds and develops a tune, but only with a few notes, and needs you to concentrate on your place in the music. You need to take pauses and breaths that will develop your control of your voice. The first part goes like this. And you will talk like this.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H I J K L M N O P.
You will hum like this. And sing like this.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q.
Now that we've got halfway through the alphabet, let's put a second part to the tune to make sure we can get all of the letters in. You will notice that there are different lengths of notes, and this requires a lot of breath and vocal control. The second part of the melody is like this. So if you were to talk it, it sounds like this.
Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z.
If you were to hum it, it sounds like this. And singing it.
Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z.
And if we add the first part and the second part together, it should all sound like this. So talking would be like this. A, B, C, D, E, F, G,
H-I-J-K L-M-N-O-P Q R S T U V W X Y Z.
And humming would be like this. And singing would be like this.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U,
What you will notice on CD 2 is that there is an introduction to the piece, which has several functions. 1, to get you used to coming in at the right time in a song. 2, to help you to pitch your voice beforehand. And 3, to anticipate your part and the way in which you are going to sing. If you've prepared beforehand and your voice is ready, all of the nerves and doubt about your voice should be gone, and you will be able to control your voice to give its best. One of the things that many people forget about talking is that one of the most important factors is knowing when and how to listen. If you remember what I said at the very beginning, you may well be able to sing the lower notes of a high key and the higher notes of a lower key. Well, in the final example, I have recorded the piano notes on the left and right hand side to give you some help in the correct pitching of your voice. Together we've come on a long journey, and I hope that you've enjoyed what you've done. I've developed these exercises to help my voice, and since I started using them, I have had so much more control over my voice and so much more confidence in the way that I sing and speak. So thanks very much. The whole point of these 2 CDs is to get you to understand the workings of your voice and how you can give yourself a regular regime of vocal exercises to keep your voice in condition and to give your voice a chance to recover from the demands you might be putting on it. The CDs are divided so that you can have this one, CD 1, that has all of the instructions and reasons for the exercises, and CD 2 that thankfully has just the exercises and only the minimal amount of talking from me on it. On CD 1, I'm going to go through the simple exercises and give an explanation of what you have to do, and I'll demonstrate what they should sound like. That way, once you've mastered the procedures, you don't have to listen to me and then they become second nature. If you find one exercise that really helps you and you don't want or need to do any of the others, then that's fine. Use a bit of modern technology and mix and match the exercises that suit you and disregard the rest. I've divided the exercises into 4 main areas: relaxing, breathing, humming and singing. These exercises are not meant just for singers, although there is an extensive use of music and rhythm throughout. That's just to make sure that it isn't too dull and to give a structure and framework on which to base a lot of the different vocal exercises. What I want to do is to give those of us who use and maybe damage our voices on a regular daily basis a series of starting blocks that can strengthen and prove effective methods of recovering our voices. You don't have to read music, and you definitely will not turn into an opera singer. We tend to use and abuse our voices without giving them any kind of exercise, and we expect them to recover quickly from daily mistreatment from shouting, projecting or raising our voices. Having been a teacher, singer and a lecturer, I know that there are times when you cannot help but use your voice when you should really be resting it. My advice is, if you have a sore throat, then try not to talk, but that isn't always as easy as it sounds. If you're in pain when you speak, then don't talk. If you have consistent pain or have to keep on clearing your throat, then you must consult a doctor. These are symptoms of misuse of your voice that could have long-ranging and long-lasting effects. I would also suggest that you do not listen to this CD when you're driving, as you need to concentrate on the road. So, please, put that bottle of drowsy medicine down now and put the handbrake on the dumper truck. Your voice works by air from your lungs passing over your vocal cords. The vocal cords are 2 bands of elastic muscle that are open when we breathe, but stretched and closed to vibrate as air is forced over them, in the same way as we let air out of a balloon to make a noise. Our bodies are fantastic pieces of biological engineering that we tend to take for granted until they become strained or broken. Your voice is no different to any other piece of equipment. It needs to be maintained, oiled and cared for. These exercises need to be done a little and often, and not just when your voice is sore. In fact, if your voice is sore, I would say do only the breathing and relaxation exercises until your voice has recovered. As well as making sure you've drunk sufficient water, alcohol may calm the nerves, but it is an astringent that can dehydrate the voice box. I would recommend gargling once or twice a week with a weak solution of barely tepid salt water. About 1/4 teaspoonful of salt, fully dissolved in a 250 milliliter glass. You must make sure that you don't swallow the solution, and this is an excellent method of getting your voice warmed up as well. People will tell you all kinds of different methods of getting a quick fix cure for your voice, especially singers who all seem to have their own concoctions that relate more to an alchemist's, the beehive, and liquorice in inhuman quantities. There is no substitute for regular exercise and a bit of tender, loving care for your voice. Let's face it, We watch footballers and athletes and admire them for their ability to train hard, but we take no time at all for our own voices. You wouldn't expect to go into the Olympics without training, so give your voice a chance.